back. So let's dive right into some baseball talk. If you guys haven't seen my video earlier today, I did an immediate reaction video to LSU getting the number 6 seed. I talked about, why I wasn't shocked about LSU getting the top 8 seed, and also kind of gave a brief outlook on the regional and who LSU will possibly play in the super regional. Of course, we all know they're matched up with the Clemson, who's the number 11 seed. And so I kind of discussed, really it was the best possible outcome for LSU, because we all know about the struggles they've been having as of late, despite winning games. But we all know, you don't want those issues leading to postseason play, and right now it seems like they are. But this is the second time in 3 years that LSU is a top 8 seed. I think from 2018 to 2022, that was about 4 or 5 year stretch where LSU didn't host a regional, right? So it's been a long time coming for LSU. There's really showing you how much they've come back to the elite of college baseball. It's been a little while. It was a little while, and of course, Jay Johnson did a great job. He already had a great thing going, right? He walked in with Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan, and all those guys, but he just made it better, right? In a sense, he's added a few more pieces, and then bang, LSU, of course, and by year 2 is the national champions in college baseball. And also, I also mentioned LSU is paired with number 11 Clemson, the super regional, but I don't know if Clemson could even make it out of the regional. Like I said at the beginning of the show, they have West Virginia, they have and they also have Kentucky in the regional as well. Those are 2 solid programs. I know Kentucky's had an up and down year, and West Virginia has 41-14, and it's still a very good regional and a really tough regional. If LSU was in that regional, I'd be kind of scared. Let's just say that. But right now, so if you look at the regional for LSU, actually, let me share this with you guys real quick to kind of give a better idea what's going on, who LSU has to play. As I mentioned earlier today, that LSU will play Little Rock, which is this Trojan logo right here. They will play, I believe it was a 2:30, Zach, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
SEC Network. They actually got television treatment, not streaming. So good on LSU. They know the brand. The brand is strong with LSU baseball.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are the brand of college baseball. I mean, you can make a case of the most successful college baseball program in the history of the sport. I mean, I know a lot of people say it's going to say USC because they've won the most, but LSU's won 7 national championships since 1986, and they're the biggest brand in college baseball. I mean, if you think about some of the best players in MLB right now, Paul Skeens is one of them. He played for LSU, although he started his career at Air Force, ended up at LSU, and had a phenomenal year in 2023. But there's a lot of but there's also a good bit of players that still play in MLB. DJ LeMahieu, the Nola brothers, Bregman, of course, that's one of the big ones. There's been a lot of players that played for LSU that are still playing in majors. You never really saw that with Skip, right? There's only 2 that come to mind that I know played in MLB for a very long time under Skip, and that was Ben McDonald, and then also Albert Bell, who was known as Joey Bell when he played at LSU, or I think it's vice versa. And by the way, Joey Bell, he's a forgotten name. Like, me and my little brother were kind of looking up his stats. I think it was like a couple of days ago, and he was supposed to be the MVP that year where the MLB shut down because of a strike. Zach, you hear me?
Yeah, he's arguably LSU's best ever MLB player.
Yeah, in terms of resume, yeah. I mean,
we'll see how Skeens ends up, and Bregman's had a really good postseason run, but Bell, for a very long time, and maybe even after Bregman is done, might still be the standard bearer for pro-turned former Tigers.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to the regional, and then so if LSU wins that game, and they likely will, like I said, I think I said before the show, and I saw this tweet from Charles Hannegriff, but Haney said that if you Little Rock has lost 12 of their last 13 games heading into their conference tournament. They're the Ohio Valley Conference tournament champions. Here we go. Prior to the Ohio Valley tournament, they had lost 13 of their last 14 games. Their last series, they got swept by Southeast Missouri by a combined 43-8. Then they won 5 straight to get to an NCAA bid.
I wrote about them on the Valley Shook. Did about 900 words. Look, it's sports and anything can happen. And LSU has lost 2 small schools before. They lost to Stony Brook. They lost to Coastal Carolina. But look, man, this is a bad Little Rock team. And maybe LSU could very well lose this regional. But if they lose this regional, it's going to be to, DBU or Rhode Island. There's no scenario in my mind that exists where LSU loses to Little Rock. Little Rock, I'm looking at it here. Their RPI is 243. The strength of schedule, 243. They do have a win over Ole Miss and Oxford, so they do have that going for them. But the following week, they went to Arkansas for 2 games, and Arkansas beat them 14-0 over the span of 2 games. So the staff ERA is 6.33. They bat 271. Fielding percentage of 969, which that's not good. That they don't do a lot of things well, but they won 5 games in 4 days. They beat Eastern Illinois, the regular season champions of the OVC. They beat them twice in 3 days or 2 days. So, they're playing their best ball. So, we saw Fresno State run away with this thing in 2008. Ole Miss in 2002 was the last team in. They were the last team standing. It's baseball. Weird things have happened. All that said, LSU probably could throw whoever they want to Friday afternoon and get to the winner's bracket relatively fine.
Yeah, and also want a full disclaimer on Stony Brook. Stony Brook did win 50 games that year. Like they're a very solid program. Although LSU probably should have won that series. They were a very good team themselves. I believe going into the NCAA tournament, they had won over 40 games. So they were solid. I think actually they were the first. I actually just pulled up right here. But they were the 4th seed in the Coral Gables regional, and they beat. And in that regional, you had a ranked Miami team and a ranked UCF team. They had 2 solid programs that they ended up beating to advance to the Boundaries Regional, and then of course. They lost. They actually lost the first game in 12 innings, 4-5, but then won the next 2. So they're a solid program, give or take. And then, of course, Coastal Carolina team that LSU lost to
won the whole thing.
The Super Regional, they won the whole thing. And ironically, guess who they beat in the finals?
Jay Johnson in Arizona.
So they're the 2 teams we like to mention for mid-majors. I gained flashbacks to this, and those 2 teams are very good. I don't see Little Rock beating LSU. I just don't. And if they do, I will be very worried. We'll explain that a little bit about that in a little bit. But going off of Little Rock, I'm just kind of looked up the stats. They do have some solid players. Cooper Chaplin has batted .321 with 67 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, and 7 homers. The homers, he's hit the most homers on his team. He also leads the team in batting average. So he's arguably their most effective hitter. Cade Martin's also has batted well, .309, 11 doubles, 5 homers, 31 RBIs. Ryan Geck, 68 hits, 15 doubles, and 48 RBIs. And then Ty Rhodes, batting .296 on the year with 66 hits, 13 doubles, a triple, 8 homers. Actually, he leads the team in homers. Not Cooper Chaplin and 38 RBIs. And they're not a very good team. They just not. If you look at their pitching, their ERA is 6.38. So if LSU, 6.33, what I think it was 6.3. So they allowed 6.3 in terms of earned runs per game. If LSU doesn't get to 6 runs, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm really worried because I think the biggest thing for LSU has been his hitting struggles, which we'll get to later. We'll go more into depth about that, but I think that's been a more glaring aspect of LSU's team rather than the bullpen. I think the bullpen's improving, and really around this time, this is when LSU's bullpen kind of finally comes around. So I'm not really worried about the bowl, but I'm worried about their hitting. But once again, it should be easy piece for LSU. Win game 1, get to game 2, and they will face the winner of Rhode Island and Dallas Baptist. Just a reminder, this is double elimination. So even if LSU loses game 1 or they lose or if they win the game 1 and lose game 2, they're still in it. Double elimination. But I think all you guys are very familiar with how it works. I mean, we're LSU baseball fans for crying out loud.